Hello everyone, my name is Cameron, welcome back to the channel, and today we're doing the Fastlane review. Damn it. Sorry it's coming so late. I've been busy as hell this week. As you guys can see, I got a haircut. This was, most of my Wednesday was spent out in a city like 30 minutes away from me. Basically just doing a bunch of errands and stuff, getting stuff done, getting my hair cut, which I think it looks great. I think the person who cut my hair did a fantastic job. So yeah, it looks really good. I like it. I'm very, very happy to have short hair again. It looks weird. It's weird getting used to right now, because obviously, if you guys don't know, my hair was growing since October 2019. It was the last time I had gotten it cut before this past Wednesday. So it was kind of long, and it's a bit of a change to go from so drastically long to so drastically short. But I like it. I like being able to style my hair again, which is really nice. It's one of the bonuses of short hair, is you can style it a lot easier. I fell asleep with hair gel or with hair paste in last night, so it's still kind of styled up, which is hilarious. So today we're gonna do the Fastlane 2021 review. Again, very sorry it's coming out so late. I've been busy, like I said. So starting off with the very first match on the pre-show, we have the United States Championship match. We have Riddle versus Mustafa Ali. Prediction was Riddle for both. My thing's being dumb. It doesn't want to fucking work. What the hell? No, what is going on with my fucking thing? Come on. Home. Over here. There we go. So Riddle's in control at the start of the match. Ali takes control by slamming him into the post, then kicking him off of the apron, which looked really cool the way he did it. Lots of close pinfalls by Ali, keeping control over Riddle. Ali almost gets it with roll-up, back and forth attacks. Final flash for a 2 count, followed by a floating bro to the knees. Tornado DDT is reversed, goes for a brainbuster. It's reversed. He rolls through and hits a brainbuster, which was a really cool sequence. Kick out of the pin into a Koji clutch. Riddle gets out of it by lifting him up and dropping him down. Avalanche Bro Derek. Riddle wins 1-0 on predictions. 9 out of 10. We've seen it a few times already. It was a pretty good match, but it's getting a bit old. All of the ending I thought was really cool. And I found out that their match on Raw a couple weeks ago, where Ali and Riddle kind of had that weird situation off of the top rope. It was supposed to be a backstabber, I guess. I had no idea. Mia Yim walks away as Ali screams at them. Dijakovic and Madden hit him with the Blind Justice after Shane Thorne walks away. So it's seeming like Retribution is either A, leaving Ali behind, or B, Retribution is done as a whole. Either way, I'm all for it. If they're realizing that this is finally time to end this and that this has been a mistake for this long, I'm very happy with that. I think that all 5 of the people in Retribution can do much better outside of the group than they're doing inside of the group. Mia Yim, Dijakovic, Madden, and Thorne especially. Ali, I think, already did a lot of great work before joining Retribution, and that they kind of ruined it because they put him into Retribution. So I'm hoping that going forward they will make something better out of this whole mess of bullshit, and they will let Mia, Dominic, Dio, and Shane go back to their actual characters. They'll let Ali go back to being a face, which I think fits him a lot better than being a heel. So hopefully things will only be looking up from here. Match number 2, we have the Women's Tag Team Championship match. We have Nia Jax and Shayna Bazer versus Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. Prediction was Banks and Belair for both. So they didn't mention it, by the way. The only other time that people went into WrestleMania being champions, or being tag team champions, while facing each other for a world championship, was Shawn Michaels and John Cena many, many years ago. And I was right, because I knew John Cena and Batista had done it. I just didn't remember when. They had done it before going into SummerSlam. I think 2008 is what it said when I looked it up, which is pretty insane to think that it's happened twice before this, at least, and John Cena was in it both times. Belair and Banks in control over Bazer, keeping her trapped in the corner, trapping Jax in the corner before she starts to take over. Jax in control over Belair, tags in Bazer, Banks and Belair with a tag move. Banks statement, Belair's job to break it up by Jax. Belair and Banks screaming at each other because, of course, they are. Bazer rolls up Banks. Bazer and Jax win. 10 out of 10, 1-1 predictions. Banks looks shocked. That's what you get for being a dumb twat, I guess. I don't think I've ever been this happy to lose a prediction. Like, seriously, yeah. More screaming, and Sasha slaps her. Yes, they turned her heel again. I was hoping they'd turn her heel, because Bianca as a heel just wouldn't sit right with me. I feel like in this feud, Sasha is the one who has to be the heel. She's the one who's been fucking them up in every single tag team championship match recently, so I think that her being heel fits this narrative the best. And there's people complaining because they want this to be the night one main event. So really quick, I will go over, once I'm done with all this, I'll go over the WrestleMania and NXT Stand and Deliver, what's currently set, what's for night one, what's for night two, yada yada yada, so you guys know everything that's going to be on there so far. Yeah, I thought it was dumb, and a lot of people, and I agree with this, that I don't think they should main event night one. I think they should be the second to last match. I think Lashley and McIntyre, who are the night one main event, or who's on night one, I believe that's not a spoiler, right? So I don't think they had that match, did they? Yeah, they didn't have a WWE Championship match. That's what I thought. They just didn't have one for that. That's what I thought. I think Lashley and McIntyre, who are also on night one, should probably main event night one, because their stories had a lot better booking than Sasha and Bianca, in my personal opinion, and a lot of people's opinions. Their booking has been kind of weird for that feud, which I agree it has been. I think that Lashley and McIntyre has the better story and fits better as a main event. I get it. Bianca won the Women's Royal Rumble. I get it. She should technically main event at least the first night, since there's 2 nights, but still, I think Lashley and McIntyre make some more sense. Match number 3, the Interconnell Championship match, Biggie versus Apollo Crews. Prediction was Biggie for both. Biggie just beat the shit out of Apollo. Like, literally, the start of the match was just him beating the shit out of him. Hit a splash on the apron, hit another one, continues to taunt him, saying he asked for this. Hits a belly to belly. Apollo takes out the knee, though, starts taking a bit of control. Hits a triple German suplex. You're not Brock Lesnar, mate. Calm down. Still in control. Lots of big slams to keep Biggie down. Big frog splash for a 2 count. Standing moonsault to the knees. E is sent into the post. Crews gets a small package. E reverses it. Double pin, I think. But then the ref says that E won, but nothing had been called. But they show the replay, and you can see Biggie does get his shoulders up last second. Apollo attacks in post-match. Biggie wins. 2-1 on predictions. 10 out of 10. Good. Apollo lost. I think his gimmick's fucking dumb. I really do. And I really hope it's the end of this feud, but because of the, post-match beatdown, it won't be, knowing WWE. I thought it was very dumb. I don't know. I think the fact that it's gone on this many times and it keeps happening and Apollo keeps losing and they keep having Apollo say, "You didn't really beat me," in his stupid Nigerian accent. I think it's dumb. I think this should be the end of it. Just let it go. Let it die. It's not going anywhere. It's not working the way you want it to, WWE. I personally do not like... It's not making me like Apollo anymore. I mean, I was excited when he turned heel and then this shit happened, and now I'm fucking starting to hate it again. Because Apollo has been face for so long and he was so fucking boring. And then they turned him heel and I was like, oh sweet, finally they're turning him heel. Something cool might happen. Nah, they did this shit instead. Backstage with an Old Spice ad thing, the sales rep, Joseph Average, played by the wonderful and amazing, hilarious Rick Boogs from NXT, pins R-Truth and becomes 24/7 champion before Truth pins him to win it back. Tozawa rips off the shirt and sees the Night Panther, because that's the new Old Spice flavor. Old Spice scent that's being, what's the word I'm looking for? Pitched and advertised in this ad, and a lot of the Old Spice ads right now. Tozawa rips open a shirt, sees the Night Panther shirt, says "The Night Panther lives," and runs off. It was weird, but I loved it. Video package about the Shane versus Braun match. Shane announces Elias' name, says he's taking his place against Strowman. Match number 4, men's singles match, Elias versus Braun Strowman. No predictions. Strowman's in control, obviously. Poor Elias, he deserves better. Riker lets Elias get hit as he runs through. Elias tries to hype him up, throws him back in. Elias trying to hype him up. Sorry, Riker trying to hype him up, I should have said. Throws him back in. Elias chop blocks Braun as he gets distracted by Riker. Elbow drop for a 2 count. Strowman takes him down with a big clothesline, big slam, running power slam. Strowman wins, 5 out of 10. No predictions. Still 2-1. It was a stupid, easily predictable match. Ending was obvious from the beginning, and Elias deserves a shit ton better than what the WWE is giving him right now. Match number 5, we have a men's singles match. Seth Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Prediction was Nakamura for both. Nakamura is in control, trying to end it very early. Rollins is now in control, slamming Nakamura into the announce table, attacking him with knees. Tries for many pins. Taunts Shinsuke by talking about Cesaro watching. Seth says he's strong too after mentioning that Cesaro swung him 22 times. Nakamura reverses it into an armbar, but Seth gets the rope. Baseball slide dropkick takes him down. Running knee and a knee to the back of the neck after. Nakamura's in control. Rollins throws him out. Suicide dive. Flying knee to Nakamura. Sling blade for a 2 count. Back and forth strikes. Breaks down. Seth in control at the end. Buckle bomb is avoided. Sliding German suplex to Rollins. Nakamura goes for the Kinshasa, but it's reversed. Buckle bomb. Falcon arrow for a 2 count, which I thought the buckle bomb was banned. Last time I had checked, it was still banned, but I guess maybe Seth's allowed to use it. Stomps avoided into a landslide. 2 count. Reverse exploder suplex. Reversed? I was supposed to say reverse exploder suplex. Sorry. Reverse exploder suplex. Kinshasa is reversed. Seth pays tribute to Brody Lee with the neckbreaker punch to the back of the neck thing. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, basically, when he was still Luke Harper, he would bring him up in like a neckbreaker sort of position, and then he'd let go, and then he'd turn and spin and do like a forearm smash to the back of the neck type thing. It's hard to explain. Just go watch Luke Harper matches and you'll see what I'm talking about. Weird enziguri sort of thing done to Shinsuke. Curb stomp. Rollins wins 2 out of 2 on, or 2 and 2 on predictions. Sorry, 10 out of 10. I mean, it was a good match, but like, what does Vince have against Shinsuke? Like, why tease us like you'll push him just to do this shit every single time? Every single time. I thought the match could have been a lot better, personally speaking. First off, I think Shinsuke could have won. I mean, it got a 10 out of 10 because it's Seth versus Shinsuke. I can't say anything bad about the match. It was a great match. I just feel like there's more that could have been done to, 1, help get Shinsuke over, even in defeat, and number 2, potentially put Shinsuke over so he can go on to something bigger. Seth's already a big name. He didn't really need the win. I think it was kind of dumb to have him have this win. I get it, though. First pay-per-view match since returning. Whatever. Match number 6 is a men's no holds barred match with Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus. Prediction was McIntyre for both. I thought this was probably like gonna be the stupidest match going into it because like I've seen this match a few times already. And then the video package happened, which was fucking amazing. The video package was great. It really hyped you up for the match. McIntyre came out with some badass Braveheart face paint on. If you've never seen Braveheart with Mel Gibson, it's a great movie. It's a little stupid, but it's a great movie nonetheless, I think. And the face paint looked really cool in that movie, and McIntyre looked really cool wearing it. It was very good paint, too, because it didn't run at all. Like, it ran the more he got hit. Like, as he started getting hit, obviously you started to see it breaking down. But, like, sweat didn't fucking break it down at all. Unloading with stiff shots, lots of overhead belly-to-bellies by Drew. Sheamus taking control of the match until more overhead belly-to-bellies. Lots of kendo sticks brought into the ring. There was, like, a wrapping of, there was like something wrapped around like 6 or 7, maybe 10 kendo sticks. I don't know how many for sure. I didn't count. And Drew just grabbed it and tossed him in the ring. I thought it was fucking hilarious. Now it's table set up. McIntyre still in control. Sheamus thrown in the stairs. Drew hit with a big knee. Drew with a big knee hit. What the fuck? I don't know. Hit with a big knee. Sheamus unloading with kendo stick shots to Drew, yanking it against his jaw. Big boot to Sheamus. Drew now unloading with kendo stick shots. Drew jamming the kendo stick into Sheamus' eye. Drew tripped into the steel steps as he runs up for a kendo stick shot. Sheamus brings Drew up onto the table, but he breaks away from it. Lots of brawling out in the arena. Sheamus in control up around the screens. Sheamus is thrown through a set of screens. The usual plume of smoke and electrical stuff happens. Drew's in control. Lots of big suplexes and stuff. Sheamus digging into the eyes as he avoids being slammed through the announce table. Bro kick to Drew over the barricade onto the exposed floor. White noise through the table by Sheamus. Sheamus grabs a piece of the announce table, brings it into the ring. Future Shock DDT onto the piece of the table. Claymore. McIntyre wins 20 out of 10, 3 and 2 on predictions. I actually called that when it got brought in. I'm like, there's going to be a Future Shock DDT onto that because it doesn't make sense for Sheamus to grab that. What's Sheamus going to do on it? The fucking cloverleaf? White noise? Like, he was going, I think he was going for an Alabama slam, and then Drew reversed it into the DDT, which Sheamus avoided, but then still got hit with the DDT onto the piece anyway. It was, I don't know, it was weird. Great match, lots of violence, small explosions, amazing video packs beforehand, really unique ending with the announce table piece. I don't think I've ever seen somebody end it like that. It was really cool. And personally speaking, I thought it was a good match. For a match we've seen 4 times, I think, something like that. It was a good match. Match number 7, intergender singles match. Alexa Bliss versus Randy Orton. Prediction was Orton by DQ with The Fiend finally returning after last being seen in TLC. Great video package build-up showing all the mind games Alexis played with Randy recently, all of him spitting up the black blood, the fireball to the face, the weird satanic sexual thing with the Jack in the Box. There's a lot of weird shit going on in this feud, and I'm all for it. Orton spitting up black blood already. Asks for a towel. Barely wipes his mouth. A towel's not really going to help you in that situation, Randy. Grab a water bottle, swish it around, spit it out. That will help. Trust me. I know. I've gotten a paintball in the mouth before. That's the only thing that really helps. Towel is not going to do shit. Alexa looking very creepy as she walks out. She looks up to the sky, and the ring is bathed in pink lighting. I thought that was a really cool nod to how the Fiend's matches were initially, where there's the red lighting glowing and illuminating the entire ring. I thought it was really cool. It was a lot easier to see things in the pink lighting than it is in the red lighting. I think they need to tone down the deepness of the red lighting for Fiend matches. I think it needs to be a brighter red, more like blood red rather than like, it's the best way I can describe what they use. They kind of use like a brick red lighting, which is very dark and it's very like a very deep shade. I think if they use something more like blood red lighting, which is a lot brighter, as you guys probably don't realize, because I'm a weirdo with the color red, so. Yeah, blood red lighting is a little bit brighter than brick red lighting would be, basically, is the best way I can describe it. So I think if they use something more like that rather than a deeper, darker shade, it would probably work a little bit better. Firefly's up in front of him as he starts walking towards her, full speed ahead into the post, like he fucking went right at it. It was insane. She taunts him, baiting him in more. She looks up again, then down with the glare, and a lighting truss almost falls on him. I love it so much. It was so random, but it was so funny. Throws a fireball into his face, again like she did a few months ago. Fiend is breaking out of hell under the ring. Behind Orton, very burnt, very Freddy Krueger-like. It reminded me a lot of what Kane and Undertaker used to do. They'd just kind of come out of the ring and pull somebody down with them. I thought the mask and the gloves looked really, really good, but the costume didn't. His costume made him look like a burnt tire is the best way I can describe it. If you guys haven't seen Fastlane, you haven't seen what the Fiend looks like yet, I highly suggest going to look at the new design for him. Because again, his fucking mask looks great. It reminds me of Freddy Krueger. It reminds me of Jason in Jason X and Jason Goes to Space. It's like a really cool design mask. It kind of reminds me of is it Mr. X? One sec. I gotta look this up. There's a character in Resident Evil it kind of reminds me of. I want to see if I have the name right. One sec. Resident Evil. I think it might be Nemesis, actually, now that I think about it. No, it's not. One second. I might have had it right with Mr. X, actually, now that I think about it. Not Mr. X versus Nemesis. Okay, so it kind of looks like a mix between the two. So that's Mr. X right there, and that's Nemesis. It kind of was a weird mix of them. I can actually show you guys if you haven't seen it. So give me a sec. So there's the new mask, which I think looks really good, and you can kind of see what I'm talking about with it being kind of like, you know, Nemesis / Mr. X looking. And then there's no real good picture of his oh, okay, there we go. I guess that's the best. There's kind of the picture of his costume, which I think looked dumb, in my opinion, and Jesse agreed with me. We both kind of thought it looked really stupid. She throws him, or Alexa kicks him into Sister Abigail, and then straddles Orton for the pin. Bliss wins, 20 out of 10, 3-3 on predictions. Great match. I mean, Fiend Return was a fairly predictable thing, but it was unique in the way they did the match in his return. I thought the ending, where they just kind of stood there for a minute, was very awkward, though. It really showed the issues with the new costume. It was much like what happened at TLC, when Orton threw the matchstick, but you could clearly tell that it was not the Fiend sitting there. It was not Bray Wyatt. It was a dummy. It was just, you know, a fake. It was a fake a dummy of him. You could clearly see that. and it just looked so bad, and they really highlighted it by having him sit there, like by having the camera sit on it, and you could see clearly it was not really the Fiend, and it was bad. And they did the same thing here. They had the match end, and then they just kind of held on, like, them. They just held on the picture of them, and it just looked horrible, in my opinion. It just looked bad, man. I thought it was horrible. It was stupid looking, and it was wrong. It just looked bad, man. Like, and they just held on it, and apparently Randy Orton's wife is very pissed at WWE and Alexa Bliss because of Alexa straddling Randy, which of course she is. It's fucking hilarious though, in my opinion. But yeah. Match number 8, finally, the Universal Championship match. We have Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan. Prediction was Reigns for both. Special outside enforcers Edge. Very slow start to the match. Reigns is overpowering Bryan. Side headlock slam by Roman. Bryan destroying Reigns' arm with a very interesting submission / pin / joint manipulation hold. Bryan with a big dropkick as Reigns looks to be going for a spear after throwing Daniel into the turnbuckle. Bryan's attacking the leg and arm. Clotheslines in the corner. Daniel ducks under, hitting him with kicks. Reigns stares down Edge as he beats down Bryan. Reigns stomping down on Daniel, teaching him a lesson for punching him. Rear chinlock in front of Edge, letting him watch the torture he's inflicting on Daniel. Daniel with corner kicks, then a corner drop kick. Hurricane Rana from the top rope is reversed, walks him down into a Boston Crab. It looked really awkward. Bryan reverses it into a roll-up, big flying forearm to take down Reigns. Running knee off of the apron, taking Reigns down. Daniel with a big drop kick from up top, taking down Reigns. Yes kicks, last one's reversed. Obviously, Reigns attacking in the corner like crazy. Big kick by Daniel, another one, covers for a 2 count. Lots of stomps to the face by Daniel. Excuse me. Rolls it through to the yes lock. Daniel transitions to a different submission to get to the middle of the ring and then gets the yes lock back in. Reigns breaks out of it, then unloads with a lot of punches to Daniel. Lots of forearm strikes, powerbomb. Reigns hit with a kick, bumps into the ref. Reigns ducks the kick and the ref goes down. Edge slides in to count after the spear for a 2 count. Triangle in by Daniel. Reigns picks him up. He slides down and transitions to the yes lock. Jey Uso hits Edge and Daniel with super kicks. Uso goes and grabs a chair, throws Edge into the post. Daniel avoids a chair, running knee. Daniel attacks Uso with a chair. Ref is still down. Daniel accidentally hits Edge as Roman ducks the chair shot. Superman punch. Spears reverse to the yes lock. Reigns is basically out, but no ref, no Edge. Reigns starts lightly tapping on his face, and Edge hits Daniel with a chair. Then he hits Reigns. Then he hits Daniel again. Both men still down. Edge walks away. New ref finally. Reigns covers him. Reigns wins. 4-3 on predictions. As you guys probably noticed, I didn't have a rating for that match. It's the first time I don't know what to give a match. The ending was overworked, convoluted, and weird. It was like watching WCW back in the day. Reigns tapped, but Edge didn't see it, even though he could clearly, he was clearly in the position where he could have seen it. He attacked them with the chair, which was odd, and then he just left. And of course, Reigns won by cheating again. Big fucking shock. It was a dumb ending. I didn't like the ending. It was so fucking stupid. It made no sense. It made Edge look dumb. They turned Edge heel, which doesn't make sense because Reigns isn't going to turn face. So what? They're going to have heel versus heel matches are fine. I love heel versus heel matches, but you could have kept Edge face. He fit so good in the face mold for this match. It fit perfectly. I don't know anymore. It was a dumb ending. Match tonight goes to Drew vs. Sheamus. Worst was Strowman vs. Elias. Pay-per-view as a whole gets a 3.5 out of 5 for star rating. I don't know. Some things about this they grinded my gears, man. Alright, and like I said, we're going to quickly talk about NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver, as well as WrestleMania 37, what they currently have, and what's currently going on each night. So night 1 of... both night 1 and night 2 of NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver both have 4 matches currently. There's 8 matches currently announced. For night 1, we have the NXT Women's Championship match, which is Io Shirai versus Raquel Gonzalez. We have the NXT Tag Team Championship Triple Threat match between MSK, Grizzled Young Veterans, and Legado del Fantasma to crown the new champions as they've been vacated. I don't know what happened. I haven't watched NXT yet. but I know that something happened clearly to Oni and Danny. I think actually I remember something about Danny's hand last week, so I'm assuming his hand's actually injured or something, or that they're writing them off with an injury. Then we have an NXT North American Championship Gauntlet Eliminator number 1 contenders match, which will decide who will face Johnny on night 2. And then we have a NXT UK Championship match between Walter and Tommaso Ciampa, which I called when NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver first got announced. So I thought that was pretty cool that I actually called that. The participants for the Eliminator match will be decided in a Battle Royal on the March 31st episode of NXT. The Battle Royal participants are Bronson Reed, Dexter Lumis, Kushida, Leon Ruff, Cameron Grimes, Austin Theory, Roderick Strong, LA Knight, Isaiah Swerve Scott, Pete Dunne, Tyler Rust, and Jake Atlas. Now, I don't entirely know how they're going to be doing this because, as you guys can tell, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 people. So what, are the first 6 people eliminated, the 6 that don't get it, and then the other 6 go into the Eliminator match? Or, like what is... What is the reasoning behind, like, what is the way that they're going to be determined? Is it going to be 6 men are eliminated and then the 6 remaining go into the Eliminator match, or is it going to be random, or what's going to happen here? If you get an elimination, do you go into the battle, or do you go into the Eliminator match? Like, it doesn't make any sense. I don't understand why they're doing it in such a dumb way. Like, just, I don't know. I think it's dumb, personally speaking. I think it's dumb that they're doing it this way. Why not just have like a lottery thing, you know, like they do for they used to do for the Royal Rumble, where you just kind of spin the bingo balls around and pull out a name. As far as I know, Io versus Raquel is going to be main eventing that night. And then for night 2, we have Finn Balor versus Karrion Kross for the NXT Championship, which, as far as I know, is main eventing night 2. Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly in an unsanctioned match. Johnny Gargano versus the winner of the Gauntlet Eliminator match from night 1. And then in a ladder match to determine the undisputed NXT Cruiserweight Champion, we have Jordan Devlin versus Santos Escobar. I'm very excited for that match. That's probably that and Cole versus O'Reilly are probably the 2 I'm most excited for out of the whole 2 nights. I can't wait to watch Walter versus Tommaso and Finn versus Karrion, but Cole and O'Reilly and Devlin and Escobar are the 2 I'm very excited for, I think, the most. Personally speaking, going into it right now, I kind of want Dexter Lumis to be facing Johnny and taking the title from him. That's kind of my hope. All right, and moving on to WrestleMania 37 for matches. We have on night 1 Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair, Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre, WWE SmackDown Women's Championship for Sasha and Bianca, WWE Championship for Lashley and Drew, with Shelton and Cedric banned from ringside, Bad Bunny versus The Miz in a singles match, and for night 2 we have Roman Reigns versus Edge in a singles match for the WWE Universal Championship, Asuka versus Rhea Ripley for the Raw Women's Championship, and The Fiend versus Randy Orton in a singles match. And no announcement just yet on the day. WWE Raw Tag Team Championship with The New Day versus AJ Styles and Omos, and singles match Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon. We're also going to go talk about the Hall of Fame inductions real quick, because why not? So, to be inducted in 2021 are the 2020 class and the 2021 class. However, one person is missing from this, as Batista has prior engagements with Thor 4, Love and Thunder, and cannot actually be inducted this year. So being inducted for the class of 2020, JBL, the British Bulldog, and Jushin Thunder Liger. As groups, the New World Order, which is Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and X-Pac / Sean Waltman. And the Bella Twins, Nikki Bella and Brie Bella. And currently for the class of 2021, we have Molly Holly, Eric Bischoff, Kane, and the Great Khali, with rumored names being thrown around like crazy. And that is going to do it for this review of Fastlane 2021. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you next time. Stay golden. Peace.